Enemy of the state.
An enemy of the state.
Enemy of the state.
You're listening to Enemy of the State's Dank Podstash. Check out thedankpodstash.com to find every episode of the Dank Podstash, links to support the show via our BitBacker and Patreon, Dank Podstash merchandise, and much more. If you'd like to advertise on the Dank Podstash, email us at dankpodstash@gmail.com. What is up, fellow enemies of the state? This is your host, NonVotingNick, and I want to welcome you to episode 50. That's right, 50. We've been around for 50 episodes now. But welcome to episode 50 of Enemy of the State's Dank Podstash. We got for you my friend and fam, Michael E. Smith, owner-operator of Smith Pyrography, and one of your favorite pages, Anarchy Bear. Before we jump into the conversation, just want to let you know, as usual, we have a special offer for all you listeners from friend of the show, author, and content creator Shane Radliff of Liberty Under Attack Publications. Take 10% off your order at libertyunderattack.com by using coupon code DANK10. Shane's got books focusing on self-liberation, freedom strategies, solutions, and more. His current books are #Agora, Second Realm book on strategy, Ben Stone's Sedition, Subversion, and Sabotage, and Shane's very own Vanu, a strategy for self-liberation. He also offers assistance to new authors throughout the publishing process, editing, proofreading, formatting for Kindle and paperback, and full-service audiobook production. Check out Liberty Under Attack Publications. Share your story. Find your freedom. I also want to shout out Bad Moon Hemp. Bad Moon Hemp is the shit. I use it on my beard. I use their beard oil and beard balm. They have more shit too. They got soap, other hemp products. It's your one-stop shop for all your handmade hemp needs. So make sure to check out Bad Moon Hemp on Facebook and also at badmoonhemp.wordpress.com. I also want to let you know before we get started, before we jump in, yes, that's my phone you're hearing, because you're going to need to go on your phone. You're going to need to find a group called Anarchist and Libertarian Chain Letter to Julian Assange. If you're interested in writing to Julian Assange, hit up that group. We're getting a chain letter going. Maybe show him support, help him with some, hearing from the outside world. Well, he's stuck in some sort of hellish federal prison. That would suck. I'd like to get a letter from all of you wonderful people. So enjoy episode 50 of the show. If you'd like to support the show, don't forget you can go to patreon.com/thedankpodstash. If you have a business or a hustle, anything like that you want to advertise, like the people you heard before I started saying this, you can email me at dankpodstash@gmail.com and I'll hook you up with some advertising. Awesome. We got our options. We got a huge audience and you can get your products out there. So enjoy episode 50. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting the show up to this point and continuing to support it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the show. So how's it been, man?
It's been a trying couple months, man.
Yeah, I fucking hear that. Seems like that's something going around.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you saw I almost cut off my toe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Shit, man. What was that? Was that your food processor blade that dropped, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I hit something in the sink and knocked it off the counter and it hit my toe and sliced it all the way down to the bone.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I just got the stitches out Friday.
Oh, man. So they had to take them out? They didn't have the dissolvable stitches?
No, he used some thick-ass string, man. The emergency room.
Bet you felt that coming in and going out. Jeez.
No, when I got the stitches, he numbed my foot first, but I think I was so high on adrenaline that I didn't really feel anything. It hit a nerve or something because when it happened, I wasn't in pain when I went to the emergency room. I wasn't in pain when he did everything. I wasn't in pain at all. So it's hurt. Getting the stitches out, I felt it.
Right, for sure. Damn. Hey, I'm digging the shirt. Yeah, buddy. Anarchy Bear. That page is taking off.
Yeah, I'm almost to 10,000 followers now.
Ooh, get ready for the nerf, man. You gotta start sharing the shit out of your stuff.
Well, I got my first Facebook ban on 9/11.
Was that on your personal or on the Anarchy Bear page?
That was because of the Anarchy Bear page. I shared the meme of the twin towers smoking a joint, and it said, "Yo," take this. I think I might collapse." And Facebook deleted it and banned me for hate speech.
Oh wow! Of all the memes going around that day, that one is the one they flag.
Yeah. Hey, luckily Chris Sullivan, like, I was sending him the memes I was making, and he was posting them for me. And I was like,
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah, getting around it. Fucking A.
I got on Anarchy Day and told people what happened. They're like, we were wondering why you stopped posting at 9 in the morning. I was like, yeah, I got a ban. But then again, I started at midnight on 9/11.
It's like anarchist meme Christmas is 9/11.
Yeah, and we missed almost the whole day.
Ah,
Hey, I got a good 50 memes in before they got me. I got a good 50 posted.
nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was 9/11's always a day of crazy conversations and shit, and there's always, the truthers, the hardcore tinfoil hat people, and then there's the hard nosed, nope, none of the conspiracies are true. Jet fuel can weaken the steel beams, all that stuff. Is this just so much bullshit? At a certain point, it's like, let's just post some memes. We know something was fucky, and that's all that we need to know. Something was fucky, and they used it to infringe on freedom.
Yes, exactly. And boy, did they ever, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one thing that I refuse to accept any of the quote-unquote reasonable explanations for is the passports. They just happened to find the hijacker's passport, like, a couple blocks away, pretty much unscathed. I'm like, yeah, okay, I know that passports can't necessarily burn, but did he fly out of the cockpit without him and just drift down to the street like a feather? And, some FBI agent just have, oh, hey, look at this passport, must be the guy.
Yeah. But, they've done so much since then, and I mean, whatever.
Yeah, lots of shit since then.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking look at old Beto-roni, Robert Francis. Hell yeah, we want to take your AR-15s and AKs. Yeah, okay, well, see how that goes.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Well, even without the hard threats, I mean, everything they've been doing since the mass shootings season kicked off again right before the debates, and the campaign trail is kicking in more red flag laws and
Convenient,
all that,
isn't it?
huh?
That's convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, always super convenient. Yeah, it's nuts. I'm still talking to people who are, despite what Trump says about red flag laws and everything, they're like, I think he's doing a good job. And it's like, okay, more gun infringement than Obama, more bombs dropped on innocent people than Obama, tariffs hurting the consumers and not doing a damn thing good. And I'm like, well, I guess he's probably got a plan. My 4D chess.
Well, those same people, when Obama was president, were having fits about anything that he was doing.
Yeah. Well, he was a Democrat, don't you know? These God-fearing Republicans, they're our boys.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. It's everything's been fucking weird. I've been feeling like super burned out. I don't post a lot to my personal account because I just don't want to fucking argue. I don't want to talk with people about bullshit anymore. I'm kind of over it. Of course, I post to the Dank Podstash Facebook page. I don't hit the other social media too much anymore either. I should. I'm going to, but I'm just sick and tired of fucking arguing with people on the internet.
Yeah, I've for the most part, I've given that up. I don't really much argue with anybody. When I post to Anarchy Bear, for some reason my page has a lot of tankies following it. I'm like, I'll post something and they'll automatically accuse me of being an ANCAP, and I'm like, because I shared from an ANCAP page because I like the meme, I'm automatically an ANCAP. No, but yeah. There's a lot of tankies following my page, but whatever.
I have noticed that you've acquired a following that's not as base anarchist as I would have thought a page named Anarchy Bear would. The Dank Podstash page has been pretty docile. People are just like, yeah, it's pretty good. No one really argues too much. It's more arguing between different anarchist philosophies than anything else. People get butthurt when you post ANCAP or any kind of left-leaning anything. They'll go back and forth. But it seems like most of your posts, there's like not anarchists on there, giving you shit. I'm like, wow, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few statists following my page that don't like my page because I got more followers than I have likes, and I'm sure most of them were statists because I've had some people come on there and start whenever I post an anti-police meme or something. They come on there, that's always a trigger. That's always a trigger right there for some people. But
yeah,
whatever. I was going through that a lot when I was posting the voting memes. I had people left and right, even people that were claiming to be anarchists were on there. Blah blah blah. You got to vote, but no, you don't.
Yeah, that's one that usually gets people pretty riled up. Was it voting, cops, and talking about rights? People get real riled up when you bring up the concept of rights. But I don't know. I got a lot of friends that are, Facebook friends that are libertarian, like Libertarian Party libertarians. So anything on voting brings them out in droves.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I have a few of those. Although most of them have been very quiet. Whenever I post something, except for a few.
Yeah.
There's a few that chime in.
Yeah. Well, speaking of.
Sorry.
What's that? Say again.
I call the Libertarian Party statism light.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. It's I don't know what to think about that because there's some cool people in there for sure, and there's people who. I don't really know how to describe it. I mean, they say they're anarchists, and not all of them in there like are voting or trying to get people into government positions and stuff. But I take the what is it, the Radical Caucus? Is that the one with Vermin Supreme and everybody who's all about vermin? It's just like, I understand it's a joke, man, but the method is like, I just can't get behind that.
Yeah, I just can't. It's the people that bother me the most are like, oh, well, vote libertarian because they'll get in and they'll change something. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
No, they won't.
The most
it's too far gone. You can't.
Oh yeah, it's change from politicians in the favor of freedom ain't happening. I think that the most sound thing that any of them say is that it's okay to vote when you're like repealing a law that's going to get rid of something that's hurting somebody. But I'm still not going to fucking do that just because I think it needs to be done around the law. I think that's the whole point, is not acquiescing to the game, to the will of the state. Follow the rules and we might do this for you. That's why this is an Agorist podcast and why I like what Konkin lays down. It's because you should do it outside the realm of the law.
Like the one quote, like if a law is unjust and immoral, you have a obligation not to follow it. Or don't follow it. If the law is not right.
Yeah, exactly. fucking hey. I wanted to ask you about actually David Ballantyne. Shout out to the homie, former co-host, friend extraordinaire of the show. He posted something today that I think a lot of people have been feeling, and I think it's in response to like all the Boogaloo stuff popping up when Beto says he wants to take the guns. And David said, waiting for a politician to give a reason to revolt is pointless. If you or others haven't seen one yet, there will never be one. And it makes sense. Like, we've had countless reasons to revolt for years and years and years, and no one has. And I understand that there's not many of us, and that probably wouldn't go too well. And I don't know if that's even the way. I don't know if Boogaloo's the way. Boogaloo would be shitty. Just be tons of death and suffering and all kinds of stuff.
The way I look at it is Boogaloo. It would be that's. I've always said this, and I friends with Jason Booth. Obviously, he said this a bunch of times. Is a violent revolution is only going to lead to another state coming. It's the only way that things are going to change is if we have an evolution of consciousness. Like, the way people think has to change. Like, violence, I hate to say this, but sooner or later it might come to Boogaloo, but I don't want to. If I have to, all I'm going to say is, if I have to defend my friends and my family, I will. And myself, I will do that.
For sure. Yeah, I don't want it to come to that. It's never a bad idea to be ready for that, for prepping for any bad situation. You should always be ready. But there's a point to it, though, because things are only going to get worse, whether we're heading towards a shift in consciousness or towards a violent revolution, civil war, whatever the hell you want to call it. And Boogaloo's the best term for that. Just want to explain that in case anybody listening don't know what Boogaloo is. It's the collapse of society, no matter what from. It's a violent clash between citizens and government. But it's going to get worse before it gets better, whether we're going authoritarian left or authoritarian right. And it might come down to a Boogaloo-esque situation, in which case you better be fucking ready. It's just, I don't think that anymore. I may have thought before, maybe not 100%, but I stood by it for a while, that the shift in consciousness is what's got to happen without thinking of the Boogaloo. I still think it has to happen, but I think we'll probably go through some really terrible, violent shit along the process of changing minds and hearts.
I agree with that. It's almost, it's inevitable. It's the way things are going. It's just, some bad stuff is on the horizon for sure. I don't think there's anything us can do about it. Like, we can preach as much as we want, but if people don't want to listen, and hey, as long as the government keeps doing stupid shit like banning vape juices and stuff, they're just gonna piss off more and more people. Because I've seen it. I've seen people that have been getting more pissed just by every single law they're trying to. Illinois, this is one of the highest tax states in the country right now, and Pritzker keeps trying to add more. Like, people are literally moving out of the state in droves. I'm trying to find a place over the border into Wisconsin just so I can get out of Illinois.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing that would kick off violence, is just people getting run down by taxes and fees and pretty much money, your economic situation, your inability to stay living with any semblance of comfort. Once it gets to the point where it's like, fuck, I can't afford food and rent, which it is for a lot of people, but I don't think necessarily it's the government's fault, but I don't think it's anywhere near where it's going to reach before people get violent. Although someone the other day was asking, so when do you think World War III is going to start? And I can't remember who said it, but they said, well, fuck, we're probably in it. If you look around at all the the violence just through riots and shootings and whatnot. It might not be governments attacking each other, but there is people and government clashes happening all over the place. Like Hong Kong, there's riots in every major city in the last few years, almost, it seems, throughout the world.
Paris, I think still have issues with it. Not as bad as I think were, but yeah, no, Hong Kong. See, the thing about Hong Kong is I like pointing out is, even though I don't, the Constitution is just a piece of paper and stuff, but I find it interesting that the people in Hong Kong are like, we need a Second Amendment, liberty or death. Like, they're using all these quotes from the American Revolution, and they're using us as an example for what they want, when it's because they don't realize what we have here. But I mean, right now they have it worse. I will say that they have it worse. So them saying that stuff is very interesting, and it's we'll see, because they're going to try and implement some of those things they're trying to implement over in China. They're going to try and implement that stuff here soon. Like,
oh, they already are, for sure. And like you're saying, with them asking for a Second Amendment for the kind of rights that we supposedly had at the beginning of the country, or have now, it's you're right, it's steps along the way, but what are we doing as far as we as people? What is humanity doing if we're following the same steps over and over? I mean, just take a look a couple 100 years or 100 years down the road from those first steps of what demanding rights and a constitution from a government entity has gotten us. And that's not to say that we're in the worst place in the world by any means, but it's not great for people like us either, who don't agree with the initiation of aggression against innocent people. It seems all fine and dandy to your standard normie, your standard statist out there who's happy to comply because they don't know any better. But I think once you realize the logic behind anarchy, you realize this ain't great, and that's anywhere you are now.
Yeah, your whole outlook changes when you realize those things.
Yeah.
Your whole outlook changes.
Yep, and that's what leads to the burnout, because then you're like, fuck, I need to talk about this. I need to meet more people. And then it's just every day is a fucking a bickering fest online. And it's like, well, that ain't the way. And speaking of which, you went to Midwest Peace and Liberty Fest, and it sounds like recharged those anarchist battery and had a great time. Tell me about that.
That was okay. So I mean, I've told you before, I feel isolated in Illinois. Like, I know a couple of anarchists that live around me, but I don't ever get the chance to hang out with them. But that was awesome. Midwest Peace and Liberty Festival, that was an amazing weekend. I met so many cool people that I only knew from online. I met people that I didn't even know before then, and it was so relaxing being around people for 4 days that understood.
Mm-hmm.
They understood everything. Like, yeah, some of us, there was people probably there that had a little bit different views, and I know there were some libertarians there, but I mean, it was great. It was great. It was good meeting all those people.
Hell yeah. I bet you could just pretty much let your guard down, sit around with people who are on the same page and not worry about fucking cops or anything like that you worry about more because you think about it more. Like we were saying, once you figure out what's going on, you think about that's on my mind all the fucking time. It's like, when's my fucking time? When am I gonna get fucked up for doing this shit?
Yeah, when they come knock on your door for speaking your mind and being a dissenter.
Yeah.
That shit's on my mind a lot, because especially with all this new stuff, the red flag laws and everything, and yeah, and how he was the Trump wanted, like, now they demanded the users, like they demanded Google and Apple to give up the users for like a certain kind of scope they own or whatever.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, like it was some kind of scope that has night vision that you can control with an app and stuff like that. And the FBI or some federal government agency is demanding Google and Apple hand over all the names of the users of that app that own that certain scope for their rifle.
Well,
And
now I'm just gonna have to find one. I'm just gonna have to buy one on the gray market because that sounds fucking sweet.
They're expensive scopes, but they are fucking sweet. I
Yeah.
wish I could have one because I would.
Hell yeah, fucking hey. Well, and I don't know. People think we're paranoid when we say that when are they gonna come knocking on your door? And I'm not saying we're doing things at the scale of say a Julian Assange, but they do come knock on your door when you get the word out there to a lot of people. And if you think, I don't know, when Facebook first asked for, I guess, identification, when I was hitting potential, what did they call it, like a potential influencer, when we hit a certain amount of likes, that was one of the first times in my head I was like, oh, they're watching, and they're watching because they flag anarchist content depending on what it is. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because there's actually a page that Simeon Heath Moss, it's actually a group for writing a chain letter to Julian Assange, if anybody's interested in doing that. Let's see if I can find it here. But yeah, if you're interested, hit me up, message the show, or whatever. Maybe even hit Michael up, and he'll hit me up. It's called Anarchist and Libertarian Chain Letter to Julian Assange. It's a group on Facebook, and we're going to be sending around a letter just to write to him. I think we could do one for Ross Ulbricht too, a lot of people. But yeah, those guys are proof of concept that they're going to come after you if you get enough good shit out there.
Yeah, that's I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. The more my page grows.
Yeah, it's gonna get harder to get likes. I'll tell you that right now. Went from hundreds of post likes and shares to tens.
Yeah, my personal page though. It seems like I'll post something that's not anarchist related, and everybody sees it. I post something that's anarchist related, no one sees it.
Yeah.
So I totally am gonna have to. What did David used to call it? Shadow banning? Yeah, yeah. I totally think that's a thing.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure they're looking at the content that you're putting out there and deciding who should see what. Also, this whole comment system is pretty ridiculous too. On the different pages, if you run a page, the most relevant or all comments or whatever, you have to filter it, and you can't see all the comments all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I noticed that, and I was like, wait a minute, why is this doing like this? And I'll go and hit all so I can see all the comments, but most of the time, from what I've seen, what they're hiding is when people just tag. At least on my page, they're hiding the comments where people tag other people, and they're not hiding the actual comments about the post.
Sure. Well, I'm not even getting I'm not getting notifications of any comments if they're not the most relevant according to Facebook, and it definitely does hide more of just being tagged, like people being tagged. But there's times when half the just regular comments are hidden, and I don't have a chance to respond or anything. So it's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. But yeah, like this shit, all the stuff we've been talking about thus far, like Boogaloo and how they're hiding the comments now, it's making me think of Epstein, Area 51, all this shit that was in the news, flash in the pan for a week that no one's talking about anymore, except for a couple blips here and there, like the fucking news. The mainstream news media didn't get all over the supposed drone footage of Epstein on his island. Did you see that shit? That was fucking crazy.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, like a week or two ago, there's pictures and drone footage of him standing by a Jeep with a guy like security on a quad next to him back on Pedo Island.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, if it's real, it doesn't surprise me either.
Doesn't surprise me. There's too many. I mean, come on. After he died.
Yeah.
They dropped the and stopped looking into it. When just look at some of the people that have already been named from with connections to him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
It's the story's much bigger, and they're just trying to sweep it all under the rug. Let's
Yep.
just sweep like we do with most things, just sweep it under the rug. Nothing to see here, kids.
Yep. Nice and tidy, cleaned up. Oh, died in prison. Killed himself in prison. But yeah, and not just the people named, but just the implications of everything that could happen from, the information that came out too. Like his plane sharing identification numbers with CIA planes, intelligence agency planes, so that he could travel unstopped with or whatever cargo or whoever he wanted in and out of the U.S. There's chatter of him being an intelligence asset, which in that case it makes perfect sense. They pop him out and throw a body on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows though?
Well, when you're in the business of doing some of the shit that he was accused of doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Did you see that people are starting to get arrested? At least 2 people. I think there might be more, but around Area 51, breaching the perimeter already.
No, I did not. To be honest, I've been on Facebook, but not very much. I've been dealing with other stuff, and I haven't been paying much attention. Like, I'll check out my friends' pages to see how they're doing, but I've been trying to spend less time on Facebook just because I'm.
For sure.
I'm just tired of all the BS for the most part.
Well, just before we head back out of the Facebook BS realm, yeah, it looks like there was two. I think they're European dudes with like teenagers. I think maybe a little older. I think they have a YouTube channel or something. They got arrested for breaching the perimeter around Area 51. And then there's an article that came out saying that the Facebook event's been canceled. And it's like, that doesn't mean anything. If people want to go, they're still going to go. It's still like all the hotels and flights are still booked. It's not stopping shit. So I'm waiting. I'm awaiting September 20th to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens too, because are a bunch of people going to show up? Are they going to storm? Is the government going to kill them? Like,
yeah,
we'll see, because there's possible ramifications to what there's quite a few different things that could happen.
Oh yeah,
if that happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everybody could get firebombed. They could just say, "Oh, there's too many people. Let them in. There's nothing in there." Who fucking knows? I just want to see as well. But yeah, I really was super super happy you got to go to the Midwest Peace and Liberty Fest. Those pictures were dope, and I need to find something up here around Washington or make something. I have talked with people about making a similar kind of festival thing up here in Washington State. I know there's plenty of anarchists and libertarians up here, but I think there's an inactive Facebook Messenger group or something I'm in. Need to get that popping again. At least meet up for a beer with everybody once in a while.
You should try and make it to MLPF one time.
I would love to, man. I would love to.
I'm definitely going again this summer.
You going where?
I'm definitely going to go again this year.
Oh, nice.
Next year. This June.
Hell yeah. It's in June, you said?
It was in June. It's been in June the last 2 years, so I think it's usually in June. I don't know. The year before I could go, and that's when I heard about it. So, but I had so much fun, and I met so many cool people that I'm definitely going to start going every year. And it was only like a 4-hour, 3.5-hour drive for me. 4 hours. Wasn't as long as if I was driving home to Flint, but because it's on the west side of Michigan, so it's closer to where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So what do they have going on there? They have like talks and vendors and the usual.
Yeah, yeah, they have speakers, like Shane Radcliffe spoke, and
Nice.
then a bunch of other people spoke. But like, um, yeah, they have talks, and then they have vendors. Like I was a vendor with my wood burning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they had a bunch of people doing food and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
Did you
it,
make a banner for Smith Pyrography out of that picture I made for you? The I've Got Wood picture? Because I think that could be a bestseller.
I, no, I should do that. I don't have a banner yet. I just have my little wood burnt sign, but I'm gonna make a new sign for next year. But it's the original Smith Pyrography sign that I did when I first made my page.
Yeah.
I just set that up. And I had a binder with all my stencils in it. So if I didn't have something on my table that people wanted to order, they could look through the stencils and they could order something.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, I did pretty good. I did pretty good. I gave away some free pieces to some friends. Chris Sullivan bought 3 pieces from me,
Nice.
so he was my best customer there.
Hell yeah. Well, you make good shit. And if you're just listening, you should be watching on YouTube too, because I'm going to show you what Michael made for me. Got a nice piece here with Odin, and then my last name in runes on the bottom there. This will be a fixture of the studio when I get it all set up how I want it to. But we'll link Smith Pyrography in the description as well, because y'all need to check out his shit. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've been kind of slacking lately, so I
We all?
I got some people I gotta take care of, and then I still have a couple pieces I'm trying to get rid of that I've been posting nonstop.
We'll
I've
post
had one
them.
of these pieces for a long time, so
Yeah,
we'll
post
see.
them in the
But
comments.
I got tons of stuff. I'm gonna do. I think next year, for MLPF next summer. I'm gonna do 2 tables instead of 1.
Nice.
That way I can take more stuff, because I sold a lot of anarchist stuff, but that's mainly what I took with me. I specifically made a bunch of pieces to take with me just to that festival, and
Hell yeah.
it turned out well. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you'll have to post the pieces you're trying to move in the comments whenever I post this. But I think I'm going to use for the thumbnail that picture of you with all your different pieces that says I've got wood. That'll be this episode's thumbnail.
sweet. Hey, that's good. When you did that, I thought it was hilarious, and I instantly posted it. So like, hey, good job.
That was one of my favorites that I've made of people I know. I was just like, what better slogan for a guy that works with wood and sells wood art?
You're the first and only person to meme me, and that was worth it. It was worth it.
Fucking A. Well, you do a lot of artistic shit besides just the pyrography. I mean, I see what you make with your son for dinner all the time. You're posting these pictures of this gourmet shit. Fuck, dude. Why aren't you cooking? Why don't you have a restaurant or some shit?
That's actually my dream. My dream's always been to be a chef and own my own restaurant, but I haven't went to school. Like I was planning on going to culinary school, like when me and my ex were together, my son's mom, and we moved from Michigan when he was 7 months old, and she was going to go to cosmetology school, and then I was going to go to culinary school. But then we got divorced, and I had to pay bills and stuff, so and I haven't been able to get around to it because I got to make money to survive.
Yeah, fucking A.
But I've been teaching myself techniques and stuff. Like I got a bunch of books and stuff. I'm actually trying to get a job in restaurant. I'm trying to get out of my retail job. You know where I work. That's been that's been a topic of discussion lately.
Yeah.
With people. But I'm actually trying to get a job I've applied at a couple different restaurants.
Hell yeah.
Not necessarily think I'll be cooking right off the bat, but I've applied like server positions and stuff because I have some friends that are servers at a certain restaurant and they make really good money. So if I can make that and work less hours and not have to deal with retail, I would rather do that than I'd rather be in that industry than retail.
For sure.
Because I've been in retail for the last 12 years nonstop, and I'm burnt out on it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I fucking hear that, dude. What do you think about like a food truck or a food cart? You can even have some anarchist messaging going on there.
Yeah, yeah. I've thought about going the food truck route but around here, I mean, I know there's one or two places in Chicago where they allow them, but it's only in the downtown area. I've never seen trucks like up by me or anything, so I'd have to look into what the laws and stuff are, because I'm not sure if that's allowed in Lake County where I'm at.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they just, totally screw them over with regulations and fees and all that. We've looked into that because my wife had cooked in a really nice restaurant that their only way of cooking was a wood-fired oven. She learned that really well, and she thought it'd be cool to have a wood-fired oven for a food truck or a cart or something like that. And holy shit, does the county around? It's like $6,000 just to get started, and then multiple grand on top of that just for the fees and licenses. And then there's only certain areas you can go, and it's like, oh, what the fuck?
It's ridiculous. But hey, that's another government.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if for no other reason, people, if you're not an anarchist and you're listening to this, do you like food trucks? Because you better get on smashing the state if you want more food trucks. This is what's at stake here. That's right.
And how about, or I could just do like were you ever a fan of King of the Hill?
Oh, fucking A, I'm a fan of King of the Hill. Come on, man.
That episode where they're doing the food truck and they're breaking the law.
Yeah.
They're just going around the law and stuff. Hey, agorism right there.
That's right.
I should just get a food truck. Do it anyways. Fuck the state.
You just need to get a couple street sweepers that can poke out from the bottom panels, clear those cops out when they're chasing you, drop some caltrops. You cross Boogaloo and food trucks. We can relate everything on this show to food trucks today, I think. I like that.
Hit a button and have an oil slick come out the back.
Yeah. Fucking A. You'll need to hire daily workers every once in a while, just somebody that comes out for a couple hours, and when the cops park around you, they just take their wheels, like all those awesome pictures you see of the cop cars up on blocks. Just do that. Hire some people. You know what? You'll get $20 and free wheels. Come on out, and then you can make your getaway in the food truck.
That sounds like a good plan.
What Daniel Johnson sent a picture, I think he may have posted on Facebook too, of a cop that was parked out by him. And I was looking through the comments. I was late to get to the post. I'm like, take the fucking wheels. How has no one said this? This is that picture. It's parked on the street. No one's taking the wheels.
I think I remember that post. Everybody was telling him to be careful.
Be careful when you take the wheels.
Even if you can't get the tires off, there's other ways to disable those wheels.
Oh, yeah. Disable wheels, disable motors, disable all kinds of stuff. Not that we're advocating for that, but maybe allegedly. But,
no.
Fucking A.
We're not advocating that.
So you got Smith Pyrography and Anarchy Bear going on. I know you sell merch for Anarchy Bear too now, right?
I have a Threadless page. I'm having issues getting money from them. I've only had like 3 or 4 orders, but for some reason I haven't gotten any money from them for it. So
that's weird.
That's something I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask our good friend David about, because he knows a lot about that company. But yeah, their shirt. I got like 4 or 5 designs on there, and like this is my favorite design.
Yeah, it's a good one. One's dank.
Like we got stickers and stuff. I'm actually gonna get some of this sticker of this and put it on my vehicle and stuff. Actually, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got a bunch of stickers that I'm gonna put on my car, but around where I live, that would just be asking to get pulled over. Some of them.
Fucking A. There's so many stickers I want that will get me pulled over. My favorite of which I want just on the whole back window of my truck, that like that one dude in the white Toyota Tacoma that says "Cops suck dick." There's a picture of them pulling him over. Picture of cops pulling him over. Huh, I wonder why they pulled him over.
Yeah.
Probably to suck his dick.
That was a great meme.
That guy's a legend. Just driving around with that on his car. What a badass.
He no fucks. He gave no fucks.
None. And even if you do give fucks, even if you're not an anarchist, they're still gonna fuck with you. Like, what did that one dude have? Oh, he had "I eat ass." That dude just got all charges dropped and everything too. The one that got pulled over and arrested because he wouldn't scrape off the "I eat ass" sticker off his car, and a cop was offended by it.
Boo-hoo. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you can harass people because you have a magic uniform and plastic or metal badge, whatever.
That's right.
I don't know what they're made out of.
They're made out of bullshit and fucking who knows what else. But yeah, that dude got all charges dropped, got the whole case turned over. I was stoked to see that.
No, that's good. Good. Fuck the police.
That's right. Fuck the police. On that note, let's fucking call it a show, dude. I know you got shit to do. I got shit to do too. But that was good. We'll get Anarchy Bear and Smith Pyrography and all that up in the description of the show and in the comments when I post it, so y'all can check it out. It's good shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make homemade mozzarella sticks with my son.
Woohoo, boy. Keep an eye out for Smith Food Truck coming soon. Homemade mozzarella sticks, all kinds of shit. Fucking A, man. It was good talking to you.
If I had a food truck, I'd make tacos.
Huh? You're gonna make tacos? Fuck yeah. I like that.
I said if I had a food truck, I'd probably be selling tacos because I make some pretty good tacos.
Hell yeah.
The last ones I the pulled pork. Then I made homemade Alabama white barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
Shredded green cabbage, and I had a homemade blueberry salsa.
Damn.
Let me tell you, blueberry salsa and some pulled pork tacos. Oh yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah.
You guys need more Mexican food up there in the north too.
Yeah, the Alabama white barbecue sauce. I don't know if it qualifies as Mexican.
Mexican fusion. It's tacos.
But it paired well. It went well together with the blueberry salsa and the pork. So.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. If you can hold up for 1 second, give me like 5 minutes after this for the Patreon content. We'll call our show here, and then I just got one question for you for the Patreon content. And if anybody wants to see that, it's on the screen. It's patreon.com/thedankpodstash. Going to be adding some cool shit to that in collaboration with the Counter Economist, which I write for. So check that out for sure. And check out the Counter Economist on Facebook. And I'll also put a link to the Facebook group for the Anarchist and Libertarian chain letter for Julian Assange in the description as well. All right, fellow enemies of the state, thanks for listening. And remember, total freedom, no exceptions.